Your personal life is exactly that. Your personal life. You cannot, should not, and now with EPS will not be treated any differently at your job based on your faith, your social and political views, or your sexual orientation. You have the right not to hear those damaging words about your sex life or which faith you practice. Your lifestyle doesn't affect anyone during their job. Why do they let it affect you during yours? It's not right, and it ends now. In 2022, people experiencing sexual orientation discrimination make up a third of employment discrimination. 90% of employees who are transgender have experienced harassment, mistreatment, and violence at their job. EPS gives you the ability to change your level of empowerment in the workplace. The most fundamental reasons why these problems continue, other than blatant intolerance, is because far too often these are scenarios known as word versus word. If someone does or says something discriminatory to you, it's impossible to prove that it happened unless there's witnesses. And unless you have proof, the unfortunate reality is that people must side with your abuser. Why? Well, there's only two people on this planet that know what really happened. It's you and your abuser. And without proof, it's almost impossible to effectively hold your abuser accountable. Meanwhile, you're still a victim. You're just trying to do your job. Oh, and now on top of that, you have to wonder and worry about the next time you'll experience that discrimination. Because you never know when it'll happen. Oh, and on top of that, others might perceive you as the overly sensitive person who can't take a joke. Well, your personal life is none of their business. And it's no laughing matter either. But even though you were actually abused, nobody knows it happened. You never had proof. Now on the flip side, if you had proof, that sure would fix a lot of problems, right? That person would definitely check themselves before speaking or acting that way towards you again. Plus, if they did, then you could finally hold that person accountable. And all of the other people at your job won't have a single doubt about what really happened to you. You were telling the truth because you could prove it. And now nobody can ever doubt you again. My guess is that you came here because you've experienced workplace discrimination, or because you know a victim this has happened to, or you know it can happen to you the very next time you go to work and you want to prevent it. There's simply no room in this world for anyone to be treated differently based on their beliefs or their personal lifestyle, particularly at their place of work. Yet ugly discrimination issues still creep their way into the workplace. You're sick of it, you're sick of worrying, you came here to find a better solution to these problems, and EPS is exactly that. Bad people do bad things when nobody's watching. Just think about it. Doors are designed to protect information, but they're also designed to protect people. Unfortunately, in the workplace, they can have the exact opposite effect. Closed-door meetings have become a breeding ground for inappropriate behavior and unprofessionalism. These horrible events manifest themselves in the workplace into categories more commonly known as racism, sexual harassment, false accusations, sexual orientation or religious discrimination, general unprofessionalism, and even child grooming. When you see that door close, anything can happen, and it's now your word versus theirs. And it's not just when you're behind a closed door. These problems can happen anywhere at your job. In the hallway, at your own desk, the parking lot. Abusers will target their victims when there's no witnesses around. And not just physical abusers, but verbal abusers as well. Bad people do bad things when nobody's watching. EPS gives you the ability to change all of that. The next video will explain exactly how the EPS magic can change your work life forever. Just remember to raise your shield.